Do you have a full-time job already? Trying to start something new? Maybe even have a family? Let's talk about a few things. Hello, I'm Stephen Abbott. I'm the founder of Abbott CFO Solutions. Now let's jump into this topic. So this morning at drop-off, I ran into a friend. He's in a little bit different place in his journey of starting his business. And I was there once, so I completely understand. So he's got a day job and he's struggling to make sure that he balances his time between his day job, trying to start his new venture. He's got a family, just trying to honor the Lord in everything he does. And so we talked for a little bit and I kind of shared some practical advice with him, but he's not the only one in the same position. I've got another friend that I talked to that comes from a completely different industry, is trying to start a completely different venture, but he's in the same position. He's got his regular job, his 9 to 5, and he's trying to start his 5 to 9, in the evening. He also has a family and he's trying to honor all of them, break up his time between it. And sometimes I know it can feel like you're not making progress, you're being unsuccessful at a lot of things. So I love encouraging people on this. It's one of the big reasons why I started my business, is to help others to make that leap, to move from having a salary working for another business and create something of their own, serve people in the way that they've been serving, because I just believe there's a lot of people out there that really want to make this change, that over the next few years, more and more people will move this direction. So I wanted to share with you the advice that I usually give. I try and make it encouraging, but also practical. But my goal is always to leave someone with something practical while I'm encouraging them. And so really, I feel like the first advice that I'll give anyone in this situation, and no matter what you're doing, no matter what your role is, no matter where you're at, no matter how horrible of a manager you may have, or whatever situation is causing you to want to do something new, I always will encourage you to remember to honor God in what you're doing. Do your job, that you're doing it for God, not for the person that you work for. While you're still working at your current job, continue to be the best that you can be at it. If you can, try and contain the time that you're spending on it while delivering the best results that you can. But really focus on maximizing how you're using your time and everything that you have going on, which you're going to want to spend most of it on your new venture or with your family, but don't forget to utilize your time in your current role and make sure you're doing the best job that you can. Now, my friend that I was speaking to this morning, I knew he was already in that place. He's trying to honor his current employer while he's also trying to start his new venture. And so what practical advice I gave him was, think about what is the most impactful steps that you can take in your new venture to start generating revenue short term, so that you can replace that income and make that leap over to full-time focusing on your business. When we've just started our business, there is a million things to do. Figure out how you're going to invoice, figure out how you're going to do this, how are you going to put the service package together, how are you going to build your product. There is an endless supply of things to worry about and figure out. So when you're in this stage, when you're working full-time and you're trying to build your business, really hone in on, hey, I've got this list and maybe it's 10, 15, 20 things long of what I need to do. But at the end of the day, you can generate more time by getting your income stream coming in. So focus on the 1 or 2 items that are most impactful to start driving revenue in the short term. And what this may look like is you might be making trade-offs and you have an end vision for your business, but you do something a little different in the short term to drive value faster to your customers. For instance, in my business, I have 3 services that I provide. I provide tax services, prepare business returns. I have bookkeeping services, and I have fractional CFO services. And a lot of people will push fractional CFO services and they tell you, go build your business around that. It's high value. It's really great. And I have clients, I love serving them in that capacity, but not everyone needs a fractional CFO. Not everyone needs that kind of support. When you break down the different levels of services, everyone does need a tax return that has a business. And so if you start there, that might not be the end goal that you have in mind. Maybe you want a fractional CFO firm, you don't want a tax firm. You can break things down and gain clients on the tax side and get your business rolling a little bit faster potentially. So that's just one example. And every business is going to be a little bit different, but getting your focus on one thing, which is how do I start generating that revenue and how do I get over that bar to where I can make that leap and walk away from my salary and start focusing on the business full time. Because once you go from part-time and evenings in your business and you're able to focus on it full time, I know that you're going to be more fulfilled and so are your clients. And we want to put out more videos, more content that addresses your needs, that's information that you want to hear. So if you would, leave us a comment, shoot us an email, let us know what's on your mind, what you'd like us to talk about, and we'd love to highlight it. Until the next video, God bless.